Today we're heading down to Port Sulphur, Louisiana to remove bees from a cell phone tower. I think you're going to find this one interesting, folks, so come along for the ride. Let's get some bees. 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 This beautiful thing, folks. Got some bees. Tell you what, it's about 3 times bigger than I thought. I gotta see this, folks. There's a huge rat snake. Check out the size of this thing. Big old friggin' rat snake. Just hanging out. Big old nasty sucker. I'll tell you what, folks. This is either one big old snake or it's 2 snakes. Yeah. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. I don't think I've ever seen a rat snake that big, folks. That's his head. God bless. Man, that's a big one. Unless it's 2, like I said. Let's go ahead and check this bad boy out. Hey, buddy. He's just chilling. Just see if this is 1 snake. Or if it is 2. Man, it's 1 friggin' snake. The size of this thing. So I have not ever seen a rat snake this big. This dude, I'm guessing 7, 8 feet. This is a big old snake, folks. You definitely wouldn't want him to bite you, that's for sure. He's not venomous, but bacteria in his mouth would probably give you an infection you wouldn't want to deal with. Look at the size of this dude. Looks like he's about to shed, too. He's real dirty. We'll go ahead and touch him on this end. And we'll see what he does on this end. Okay? He's already starting to retract a little bit. Let's see if he'll let me touch him. He didn't like that. Oh yeah, his eyes are cloudy. Well, he's size of my head, so. Yeah, he's about to shed. And now that I can have a better look at his eyes, he's about to shed. He's a big one, folks. We'll leave him alone, and now let's get back to this thing over here. Well, I'm all set up, folks. Ready to take this project on. These are the conditions I'm dealing with. It is what it is. Rain or shine, we're gonna get it done. And we got rain. But I ain't scared, so let's do this. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Do it. Today we will be using the bee vac just because we're like 10 feet up or something like that. And this hive is just chock full of bees, as you can see. I won't bore you with the process, but I want to show you the process. Oh, you're vacuuming bees. You're killing them. No, that can be further from the truth. A good bee vac, which this is, has a large capacity so that the bees can spread out and they can go up. It prevents them from piling up on each other, which causes them to get overstressed and regurgitate, thus creating a sticky mess inside of your catch box. Naturally, we want to prevent this from happening. Most of these capped brood cells will become females or worker bees. These pronounced ones are drone brood, which become male honeybees. This bee vac also has a suction regulator. Any good bee vac has a suction regulator, which you could, of course, adjust the amount of suction so that you can just get the bees off of the comb sections without ripping them apart, which a regular shop vac will do. A shop vac would just kill bees. This is not a shop vac. This is a bee vac. Totally different thing. Watch this video to the very end. I will show you updates of their progress, and you can see firsthand how the bee vac did not kill these bees. Not only did the bee vac not kill the bees are thriving. Very happy with these bees and their progress. You know, just because a bee lands on you doesn't mean it's going to sting you. It's okay to let a bee land on you. Just don't swat at it. She'll probably check you out and move along just fine. Don't be scared. All right, let's tackle this thing, folks. So this first comb section is kind of stubborn. Sorry for the herky-jerky, but I am filming today with the GoPro Hero 7 via a chest harness. I guess this is what a bee nerd looks like, folks. You know, normally I wouldn't video something like this because I wouldn't be hands-free, but you can thank my good buddy Yappy Bee Man. He and I made a trade. I had a nice Canon camera that I just wasn't putting to use. Now he's putting it to good use, and I got this GoPro Hero 7 from him, and I've been doing quite a bunch of filming that I normally wouldn't do. It's definitely a big improvement over the Hero 3 that I have. Hadn't used that in a while. A lot of you guys were complaining that that was a little bit too herky-jerky. Hopefully the quality is improved and you can put up with this. So what I'm doing now is just I'm squaring off the bottom of the comb section so that when I place them on the frame, they seat nice. If you just put them in there like that, you have those two opposing sides that are rounded. The comb sections won't rest on the frame properly. Sometimes in transit, they'll just kind of fall out. You square them off, you have more surface for the comb sections to rest properly on the frames. Now, this is a good looking comb section. We'll frame up. Although we have a decent little bit of drone brood on the right, we have a good bit of worker brood on the left. Workers, again, are the females that do all the work. Drones are the males. They're pretty much freeloaders, and their only job really is to be on standby to mate with the virgin queen from another colony, and they die right after that. Even with bees, nature does try to dictate against them breeding. All right, let's frame this one up. Now you can see the benefit of squaring off the bottom of the comb sections. See how nicely they fit on the bottom of the frame?
Hey, JP. Hey, folks.
Okay. As you can see, I use rubber bands, number 33s, by the way, from Office Depot. That's the one I prefer to secure the comb sections in the frames. The bees in time can be anywhere from days to a week or something like that. They usually will chew through the rubber bands and push them out the entrance, but if they don't, I'll pull the rubber bands out while I'm inspecting the hive later on. So honeybees are not super fragile insects, but the exoskeletons aren't hard like a beetle's or anything like that. So when you're framing up your comb sections, just be careful that your rubber bands aren't squinching any bees. Check both sides of the frame before you place it into your hive box, and if you've pinched a bee or two, just pull the rubber band out. Usually they'll just slip on out and just go back to doing whatever they were doing before you squinched them. Another really good looking brood comb section that we'll go ahead and frame up. Did you know that a strong, viable queen bee can lay up to 2,000 eggs in a single day? Queen bees typically live from 3 to 4 years on average. Some may live longer than that. In her lifetime, a queen bee could hypothetically lay almost 1 million eggs. Now, worker bees don't live anywhere near that long, 6 weeks or so. You know why? Because they're always working, they're always, gathering the goods and doing what needs to be done inside the colony. And of course, out in the field, whereas drone bees, the males, they're freeloaders basically. Like I said earlier, they're on standby to mate with a virgin queen from another colony. So nature does try to dictate against inbreeding. Drones can live anywhere from 3 to 4 months or even longer than that. A lot of folks are amused by the fact that I refer a lot of times to honeybees as gals or ladies. That is because, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but roughly 99% of the bees in a honeybee colony are in fact females. I know you probably had a little trouble trying to spot that queen, folks, but rest assured she was there. She's got a big, long abdomen. Beautiful queen. But anyway, rest assured, we're going to run across her a little bit later, and hopefully we can catch her, and I'll show you what she looks like. Of course, if nothing happens to her, which once in a blue moon, something could happen. You try to do everything you can to prevent that, but, if she gets squinched or whatever, we do have brood with eggs, so they should be able to make a new queen, or, I have the resources to make it all work. The bees are actually very gentle. The queen's doing a terrific job, so we really want to keep these genetics, if at all possible.
All right, folks, let's talk about the snake. So, after the rain finally stopped, the snake, I think he's inside the building, and I think he's been living in the ceiling of the building. Let's go inside and see if maybe we can spot him, because remember, he looked like he was going to shed, and maybe he went in to warm up because the temps did dip a little bit. So let's go in the building without further ado and see if we can't spot him. All right.
I don't see Mr. Snake anymore. See what's going on inside the building. I personally think he's living inside the building. I think he's getting in, and I think he might be living in the ceiling of this building. Let's take a peek. Looks like Mr. Snake is getting in right here. Doesn't look like he's the only snake that's inhabiting this building, folks. You can see there's several different size sheds. These are not all his sheds. That sucker's a lot bigger than what these sheds are indicating. Let's see if we can locate Mr. Snake. I'm not scared. You?
Go ahead and take a peek. See, these cabinets put out heat sometimes. He might be up underneath here. There's something with these cabinets, man. What is that? Gotcha.
Most all of the comb sections have been removed at this point. This is a congregation on the backside of where the colony was located. If you look carefully, you can see the queen. Can you spot her? Now, don't tell me you can't see that queen now, folks.
All right, these are the cell tower bees, folks. Let's go ahead and release the queen. See her in there? She comes. There she goes. Hope I got that.
It's been 4 days now since we released the Cellphone tower queen. The bees are doing really well.
They're kind of busting out of the seams. I just smoked it and they ran in, but there's a good number of bees in there. I'm going to go ahead and transfer them into a 10 frame deep setup. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right, let's see what we got. I really just started working on this one. Show you the back side of it. See, they got this drawn out nice. Let me go ahead and cut that rubber band. Just take my hive tool and just get it on out of there, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. Ooh, this one's heavy. Ooh, lots of honey. All right, let's put this down. All right, this is already a little bit, no, it's not later. We got some drone brood they're making though. All right, a lot of drone brood. And we have to investigate the next one. Sometimes they'll make drone brood and then they'll make queen cells in preparation to swarm. Let's look at this one. This one should have eggs. If not, I'm gonna be concerned that something happened to the queen or whatever. Okay, I see eggs. See if I can point some eggs out to you. I mean, there's not many, but down on this section, maybe on the other side of here, but they're all eggs. I did see some. So one for sure. You see more eggs on this side. Let's see if we can find some for you to see. You might just have to take my word on this, folks. but they're in there, I promise you. So when the queen's caged, sometimes they can make a lot of honey, and then when you release her, she's got to find some available cells to lay in. But she's definitely laying. You just don't see a ton of eggs right now. We'll give this one some time. We'll come back in and I'll give it maybe another 4 or 5 days, and I'll go back in and I'll show you their progress at that point. But we definitely needed to get them in a bigger setup because they were kind of busting out at the seams. Look, this is what you're seeing on top, but this is in the new box. So there's still a good bit of bees in here. So what I'll do is I'll just slide the deep forward and I'll shake the bees out of the nuke in front, and I'll show you a little march, okay? All right, let's see what I can do to show you a little march first. That was tough in my hand. There you go. While they do that, I'll switch to small hive beetles. Go ahead, girls, go ahead. That's it, chase them, girls. Chase them this way and I'll smush them for you. These are strong bees. Now, those beetles shouldn't really create a real problem for them. It's really only when bees are weak that the beetles can become an issue. I still try to kill everyone I see. There you go. In the new setup, all right?
Here's some worker eggs. Notice how the eggs pop against that black foundation. And there's our queen, folks. Isn't she a beauty? Pretty queen. To me, she doesn't look like a typical Italian queen. She looks like she's got some corneolin, maybe the corneolin Italian mix. It's been 10 days since our last inspection. We've had quite a bit of rain.
So, I don't know what their temperament's going to be like, but, you know, I've inspected them several times. They've always been pretty nice bees. Okay. So you can see they're filling this thing out pretty nicely. Let's just smoke them down a little bit. Looks like they've drawn out 8 of the 10 frames, so they're going to need a new box soon. Okay. Alright, let's just get one frame out to make room. Okay. We'll just tap this, and the bees, they'll just, you know, march in. Filming with the GoPro Hero 7 today. Alright, we're just going to go in a little bit so I can show you a little bit of their progress today. Alright. Actually, I think it's been maybe 3 weeks since I removed them. I don't know. That's some nice. That's a nice honey frame. A little bit of pollen, but nothing on this side. So they haven't started really working this side yet. But it's an outside frame, and they got half of it done. We're going to the next one. All right. I think we had framed up. It's either 5 or 6 frames from this job, and so they've added to that. Let's pull this one out. There's some nice capped honey at the top. All right, we're getting this okay, hopefully. A lot of eggs, and look at that pretty white capped honey at the top. We gotta move the smoker, so it's gonna smoke me out. That's got to be full of eggs right there. Let me put my eagle eye glasses on. I'm sure all these cells are probably going to be just chock full of eggs. No. Maybe they just drew those out not too long ago and she just hadn't started laying in those. I don't know why. But, it's a good bit of eggs in these. Alright, let's put this one back. and go into another one. All right, like I said, this is a late evening inspection, but we've been getting a lot of rain, and I just wanted to show you some progress. So, this was a cutout frame. See the gaps at the top left there. No rubber bands anywhere on this anymore. Got eggs and everything. You know, we got so much rain in the last week that I believe it washed a lot of the nectar off the flowers. So the bees really haven't been doing all that much because of the rain we've been having. I'm not making excuses for this hive. I'm happy with this hive, but I'm just calling it like it is. The bees, they haven't really been making a bunch lately. I think these things would be further along than what they really are. If we can get a break from the rain, you know, the Chinese tallow flow is about to be on any minute now. Now let's pull this next one. Okay. This is my favorite hive tool, J-hook or Italian hive tool. Do all kinds of things with it. Separate your frames, remove propolis, do clean up, do everything with these. Great hive tool. The best in my opinion. All right. There's our queen. See here? Let's see if we're getting her in there good. Gonna almost, did she run the other side already? No, there she looks. She's got her head in that cell. No, she's laying an egg. Hope we got that. Yeah, she just laid an egg, folks. That was cool. Okay. Well, she's gonna lay another one for us. Oh, yeah, yep. Go ahead, Mama. It's always cool to watch them lay eggs, so you gonna lay another one? You like that one? You like that one, don't you? It seems like she's looking a little smaller today. That happens sometimes with these queens, you know. And they'll plump up. She looks a little smaller today. Sometimes they look a little smaller. She is a pretty queen though, nonetheless. And she's doing her job, so. Alright, let's just put them back. I might just pull another frame to show you a little more progress, but you know, like I said, we've been getting so much rain the last couple of weeks that I think we broke some records for April. I know that for certain. So you know, I guess you can only expect the bees to do so much what they have to work with, you know. Yeah, they actually are a lot further along than last time I think I went in, because we didn't have any cap brood. And that was about 4 or 5 days ago, something like that. So now we got more cap brood, and she's doing her job. So, but again, you just can't expect that much more, considering all the rain we had. So you know, we removed them from where they were out of that cell phone tower, put them in a domestic setup. You know, we used the bee vac on them. Remember, we used the bee vac, and a very, very few casualties. So as you can see, they're doing fine. You know, they're thriving. You know, the bee vac didn't kill them. You know, I know, and look, I don't mean to harp on that, but I do have people that you know, they don't watch the entire video. They just see somebody using a vac, and they think, oh, you're killing them. So you know, bee vac and a shop vac, as I mentioned earlier in this video, are completely two different things. But you know, some bee vacs are better than others. naturally. You know, one that has a large capacity and makes things easier on you, the person using the bee vac, and also on the bees. Obviously, if it does a good job for you, for the bees, it's a win-win, you know, regardless of the style. The main thing is you want to save the vast majority of the bees and you know, keep the hive alive and thriving. That's the whole point in all this, you know what I mean? You want to, you know, I specialize in live honeybee removal. You know, that's my gig, and anybody, I'm sure, who uses bee vac is that's their goal as well. So, you know, they're a great tool. I don't always use them. I use them when I have to. You know, and that's usually like when I'm up on a ladder, unless I have a second set of hands. Okay, but for the most part, if I'm up off the ground or inside of a building, I'm going to use the bee vac. It just makes it a lot, it's almost necessary. You know, I'm not saying you cannot do a removal inside of a building or on a ladder without a bee vac, but boy, you know, without one, man, you know, bees inside of a room, covering windows, stuff like that, how are you going to get them off there? You know, I'm not saying you can't, you know, you can keep the room dark, which I do anyway. When I'm inside of a building, I use a little red light. That's why I use a red light, so that the bees don't go to the a white light overhead and, you know, cover the light in the room. So, but you know, you'd have to set up the situation where you'd probably have to black out any windows, and still, you know, bees just get confused inside of a building, folks. So this is a nice looking frame. Look at that, it's got everything. See, honey on the edges, top mainly, and a nice cat brood on the bottom. So yeah, they definitely are going to be ready to graduate soon. Okay. All right. And look, there's more bees on this frame, on the next one. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I just want to show you that the bees are thriving. Nice gentle bees too. Nice gentle bees. That's what I like, big booming gentle colonies. You know, you hear all kinds of different things, you know, from different folks about, you know, hey, I like mean bees because they can deal with parasites better. Okay, well, that's, you know, that's your preference, all right? Because I've dealt with big booming colonies that were great producers, that were nice and gentle, and that's what I want. I want big, gentle, thriving colonies. You know, this should be an enjoyable experience. Now, you know, depending on where you are, you know, your geographical location, you know, you may not have the liberty of dealing with nice bees. You know, your bees just might be mean as all heck. And then I understand that. You're going to suit up. And, but, you know, hopefully you're finding some enjoyment in that too. You got to try to find some enjoyment, you know, when you're fooling with bees, or I guess it's just about, you know, making money, I guess. You saw the cat brood in there and the queen's laying, so if you don't add another box soon, and I would say, you know, we're still in a period where we're probably going to get some rain, but I would say in the next week or two, these have to go into another setup, or they're going to start making queen cells, and then they're going to swarm on you, and you don't want that. Let's go ahead and put the lid back on. All right. I sure hope y'all enjoy this video, folks. Another one from JPthebeeman. I'm having a fantastic day, and I hope you are too. Until the next one, y'all take care and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.